there are times when you're just doing the wrong thing.
I don't believe in that.
No?
I believe no, I believe if we are able to learn something, like we like everything is happening for a reason.
Mm,
Sometimes it's less comfortable,
mm,
and sometimes it will bring you pain,
mm-hmm,
but you need that dark side
mm-hmm,
to reflect the light anyways.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes, even when you don't find any lessons from a certain situation, it's because it's a lesson from somebody else.
mm-hmm,
We are all related. So if sometimes when you don't like find no reason for you, it's probably because there's some reasons for others.
mm.
So there is reasons anyways that
Well,
things happen.
okay.
So
I, I'm not saying I agree with this, but I can see the premise behind it. I mean, I do know that there are many things that I picked out some sort of personal truth from, like watching some television show or something a character says, and I can apply it to my life, and you know what I mean. I definitely agree with this, but I I think to for me, if I were to take this approach, this would be being less proactive. Like this would be like, okay, the universe is just moving, and I'm just, like the universe is acting upon me instead of me taking my own actions and saying, like, I just should do things differently. I want to do things differently, and if I have something that I want to achieve, I have to do it differently. And,
yeah, of course.
mhm,
But when you say do the thing differently, it's a guide for
mhm,
doing how differently. If you feel the need to watch some series, what that series bringing to you.
mhm,
So when you make your change, make it considering what you need
mhm,
to feel better with
mhm.
yourself. So what are you seeking for?
Okay, but what? Okay, but I'm not saying I don't feel like. Well, maybe this is where we are not, because I don't feel I don't feel like it's like I don't feel bad about any of these things. I don't feel like I'm not a good person, or I'm a, it's not that kind of judgment that I'm taking upon myself. It's
Okay.
it's more that I have things that I want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
and there are certain specific things that I should be doing
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it. And of course, I mean, I think it's definitely like a good thing when you can learn from anything or take something positive from anything that you experience or anything that you do. I agree with this, but it would be like, if you know that you have to pay bills,
Mm-hmm.
you have to work to
Yeah.
earn the money to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it would be the same as, like, I'm not going to go to work today. I'm just going to watch a TV show. Do you
No.
know what I'm saying?
You will do that, you said?
I'm saying that this is the equivalent of that. Like, it's because every time I'm not working on a project, it's a project that's not complete that I
Mm-hmm.
can't earn money from. So you know what I mean? It's like I can't not fix these things and do things differently so that I can earn more money. or improve my skills so that I can apply them to the projects and then earn more money or be more successful or whatever. So it's not like, yeah, it's more like it would be like if I didn't go into work and instead of going to work, I took a nap. Or instead of going to work, I watched a TV show,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well,
So,
if you own your choice
mhm.
and you feel comfortable with it,
Yeah,
well, there's no problem.
yeah.
That's just your way of living.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
and the thing is like I have been fine with this for a long time. Like I know like that I set my life up in a certain way that I can live relatively okay with
mm-hmm,
not a whole lot of effort. But this is just living and just living okay. And
mm-hmm,
but what I want to do is to be much more productive
mm-hmm.
and move to newer levels. And this requires a change of behavior.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Like it's and I'm not saying that I feel bad because I lived a certain way for a long time. I'm just saying that like okay, if you want to do something different, you have to if you want to achieve something different, you have to do something different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all it is. I don't know if I gave you the impression that I felt bad about it or anything like.
Maybe because you were saying that some people were more successful.
But this is just the reality. This is I in making this comparison. I'm. It's not like I feel bad that someone is more successful than me. I'm
Mm,
just saying they are more successful, and I would like to be more successful as well. And I can look at what they're doing and learn from what they're doing and apply it to myself
yeah.
so that I can be more successful like they are. It's not
So
like,
that's what you do.
of course,
So that's good.
yeah, it's not like I don't feel envious of someone. I feel inspired by
That's
people
nice.
that are doing well. Like I look at other people doing things and I say this is how I know this is possible.
Mm,
I know what I want to do is possible because I'm standing right next to someone who is doing exactly what I want to do, you know?
yeah, but sometimes it's not the same the same behaviors you have to build for yourself. You know, like sometimes you need to have your own. It's not the same that the other will have that bring them success that will
Mm-hmm.
bring your success too, you know. Sometimes it's possible that you have a funky way of doing things and
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's only like
Yeah. But but knowing that difference is I think you have to be honest with yourself.
yeah.
Like, and I think this is a key factor to it is being honest with yourself. If you, because for me, see, the thing is, right, I see how this can work for you because the impression that I have of you is you're inherently like, it is just part of you to be very active and productive. Like so you can see it this way. But for other people, I think it, thinking like this, I think, can be dangerous for them because then it gives them an excuse not to push forward. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah. Well, everybody has their own way of learning
Hmm.
and of be aware of, you know. Uh, I'm not saying that sometimes I wish I would be more productive, but now I'm I'm having that
Hmm.
that how can I say that in English? Like now, life give me a hard lesson right
Mm-hmm.
now. I'm receiving like that kick in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like very like now I don't have the choice to face everything. Like
Right. Right.
okay, I mean that's why I said it's funny that you're asking me that question about how making time and how do I prioritize my time, because now I'm in the heart of the question and
Mm.
I'm living through it.
Right. Right.
It's a lot of ego also that is transforming, you know, because in my painting class I'm doing things very differently than before,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I show, and I'm proud of it. But I mean, it's so different, and I'm used to do it,
Mm.
so I have um, to learn it to be in that different way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
But
mm,
see, the thing is like this is why it works for you, because what you did was, if I can say it back to you from my perspective, right? And how I could see someone else doing it, even if they took the same approach that you're saying. Now, there's some people who would say, "Okay, I I paint this way, and because of painting this way, I hurt my shoulder, and now I can't really paint this way." And then they say, "Okay, now I need to stop painting."
mm,
Now, but what you did was say, "Okay, I need to learn how to paint in a different way."
yeah.
You know, and so this is what I mean. It's like there's like the being, there's that's where it becomes like being honest about like what it is that you want, because someone could totally use that as an excuse to just drop everything that they're doing. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm. Do you think that's maybe a question of how you approach life in general, like how like the your vision of this, also the spirituality in life, like why, like these existential question we answer or maybe not to it,
mm-hmm,
like why do I'm living, why I'm doing that, like
mm-hmm,
uh, that answers me,
mm-hmm,
because when I thought about my arm
mm-hmm,
and I thought about my left one, I said, okay, definitely that arms have something to say. I
mm-hmm,
have to let it talk. I have to let it paint.
mm-hmm,
And you know, when I do painting back like in like 2 years ago, I
mm-hmm,
discovered that with painting there is a kind of um, of thought that pass, and it's higher than me. You know, I have less control when I paint
mm-hmm,
than when I do like installation of something like that. With
mm-hmm,
painting, like there is message, there is thoughts, there is some feeling that come, and I'm like, oh, I'm just a tool. You know, I'm a tool for expressing that.
mm-hmm,
So I'm more detached from it. And now with my left, I paint more like automatically. I left my brain a little bit like in another way. Like I'm more in a meditative way, in a
mm-hmm,
mindfulness. And so I paint, and then I look what I did, and I'm like, oh, that that's it. That's what I did, and I can interpret it, and I can read through it, and it's not like I didn't plan to do it like that. It
mm-hmm,
just came.
mm-hmm.
So for me, it's super exciting to to do that. But that's kind of the bright side of the dark one.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like that's just telling me that,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I would see, the thing is like I would say this is you. because
Mm-hmm.
this is you, not more than for me. I think this is more of your decision, maybe more than you might consider it, because I could easily, as I was saying earlier, I could easily see someone saying, you know, painting has hurt my arm,
Mm.
and then say, okay, I need to stop painting.
Yeah.
And so this is, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna give you more credit for this than
Nice.
maybe you even give to yourself. So yeah.
Yes. Well, you seem like someone also who want to be happy in life. Like my goal is to be like in a state of deep joy,
Mhm,
of inner peace. So
mhm,
it's logical for me to interpret like every happening in the way that it make me grow,
mhm, mhm,
you know. So that will bring me smiles, and that will bring me love and joy. So
yeah.
creative, you can.